Hey everyone, can you hear us online okay? Awesome, thank you. I hope everyone's been doing well. Can't believe it's already April. I don't know about y'all, but this year is flying by. Welcome to our monthly VMFA meeting. This month we are going to be talking about veteran employment. And as usual, I always like to start with giving our mission and objectives of the VMFA. So our mission is to strengthen the local veteran and military community. Our objectives are to identify gaps, opportunities, and barriers in service to improve the service for veterans and military families. We work to coordinate information on services for veterans and military families, and we also educate veterans, military families, and community advocates on community-based efforts and suicide prevention. So what we will do first is start with introductions. I'm Brooke Dickhart. I don't know if I said that at the beginning. I'm the Executive Director of the Joel Fund. And we organize these meetings, and we do a bunch of things with veterans in the community. So I'm going to pass it off to Laura.
Hi, Laura Happer. I am the Senior Employment Navigator for Veterans Bridge Home in the Triangle and Sand Hills Market. I served in the Army National Guard as military police for about 5.5 years.
Awesome. Yes, please explain your military connection, Paul.
Paul Berry, did 30 years in the Marine Corps, retired in 2016. Been doing the MC service work ever since, and kind of a utility player. I just go where the problems are and where things need to be done.
Jessica Stremo. I run Back in the Saddle, Equine Services for Heroes. I am a civilian, but I started this organization so I could give back to those who have served, helping people heal from trauma with horses.
Love it.
I'm Antonio Burke, 20-year Marine veteran, market community coordinator for the Triangle area.
I'm Jamie Reyno. I'm with Capital Area Workforce Development and the 5 Stars program, and I'm a civilian.
Thank you. Bill?
Bill Dixon. I have the satellite office. I am I am United States Army Vietnam veteran. Represent Vets United, service dogs, and working with veterans. Thank you.
Thank you. Lynn?
Hi there, my name is Lynn Kinney. I'm with North Carolina for Military Employment. I'm a retired Marine, hoping to connect veterans with their next career opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yesenia?
Hi, everyone. Marine Corps veteran, retired 2014. I work with a nonprofit called Hire Heroes USA. My specialty is in federal employment, but we do civilian employment, career services as well.
Thank you. Dietrich, good to see you.
Thank you. Dietrich Lomedy, retired Marine, Vietnam era. Work with veterans in San Diego, California to help them find employment.
This is a good topic for you, and you win for calling in from the furthest away. Janice, are you able to introduce? Janice, there we go. Maybe. Janice is here with USA Veterans Help. We can come back, Janice, if you get your sound working. Matt?
Hey, this is Matt. Can y'all hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a Army retiree. I work for the Reserve Component Transition Assistance Advisor Program. It's a nationwide program, and I support the Reserve Component here in North Carolina, all aspects of benefits. And we also have...
Hi, it's Victoria Knott with the National Guard Employment Center. We are sharing a screen today.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, Janaea put her information in the chat. She's a guidance counselor with NC National Guard Education Services Office. Thank you. Randy?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Army retiree. I'm with NC Works Career Center, providing employment resources and services to veterans of Johnston and Wilson counties.
Thanks, Randy. Alexa? Oh.
How are you? Hi, good afternoon. Afternoon, everyone. My name is Alexa. I am with Holly Hill Hospital, located here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm the point of contact for Holly Hill. We are a primary mental health psychiatric facility located here in Raleigh.
In our second meeting, we're on together today.
Yes,
Christina?
I say hi to you earlier today.
I love it. Christina, are you there? We go. Hi.
Hey, sorry, I'm like, where's my video? Sorry, everybody. Good
You're-
afternoon. I'm Christina Piard. I am the upskilling talent manager at Wolfspeed, a local advanced manufacturer in the Triangle area. We're based in Durham. And my role is really on our HR team to help us connect the dots to help veterans gain employment at Wolfspeed. So I get to help create programming, training, all that sort of thing to help veterans and military affiliated folks find a job at Wolfspeed if they want it. So nice to see everybody here today.
Thank you. So our official, I say official, Laura and Jamie are our official panel speakers, but I know we have a lot of people in this meeting who are from the employment space. So please feel free to add into the conversation. You know, we keep this a very casual environment, so don't feel like you can't add to it, because the more we share, the more people learn. So what I would like to do first is to have Laura and then Jamie, please explain your role within your organization and how you can serve veterans looking for employment.
Can we go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go first. Hey, everyone, I'm Jamie. I have been with Capital Area Workforce Development for about 6 months now, so I'm still pretty new. I'm with our 5 Stars in the Hotel Initiative program. And so what we do is we connect people who are looking for employment with jobs with local hoteliers. We have about 15 different ownership groups we work with for a total of around 35 to 40 hotels in the Wake County area. Currently, there's probably over 100 positions available through these different hotels, and they range from anything from like your valet driver or front desk to housekeeping to back office. Basically, there's a little bit of everything. There's lots of culinary positions open. And so what we do is we find the talent and then we connect them, and we can do that in a couple of ways. So a little bit just about the 5 Stars Initiative and where we came from is we arose out of COVID. During COVID, hotels lost about 50 to 75% of their employees, and then they just didn't come back. And so the hoteliers went to Wake County and to the city of Raleigh and said, we need help, we can't staff our hotels. So we received funding through the American Rescue Plan Act, and our funding does end the end of this year in December. So the goal for us this year is really to connect different talent pipelines with our hotel programs so that when we leave, you guys can just reach out and do the connections. We have a great website, which is 5starswake.org. And all of the hotels are actually, all of their positions are actually loaded right onto that website. So you could go into the website, you could click on job seekers, and you could click any of the hotel ownership groups and pull up the jobs available. And then people who are interested can apply right there. So if you have somebody who's looking for a job who, doesn't really need any extra supports, they can just go straight to the website and they can apply. If you have somebody who is, maybe needing a little bit extra support, and that could be like needing help with building a resume, doing mock interviews, needing clothing for interviews, any of those types of things, we have a job coach over at Capital Area. Her name's Jaquila. And what she could do is she could work with those folks to kind of help them identify what barriers they're facing and then how we can work around them or how we can assist. And we do have some funds for things like if you need short-term transportation, we may be able to provide that. If you need short-term childcare, that's another thing we may be able to provide, just kind of depending on what the need is. And there has to be like kind of an end date for it, right? Because we can't do it ongoing. We don't have enough funds for that. But like I said, Jaquila could work with someone who, is really struggling to find employment and help them with getting those job readiness skills up to standard for interviews and then connect to the interviews. So if it's 2-pronged, we've got the hotels and we have the jobs posted right on our website, and anybody could go and do it, and anybody can go on the website and apply. And then if you need more support, there's actually a place to sign up, and then Jaquila will call you and she will help you walk through that process. So that's kind of an overview.
So if we wanted to make a referral for the job coaching, we
Mhm.
just,
You could
would
go
point
right
them
to
in that
it.
direction.
Yeah, so if you pull up, the website, it's fivestarswake.org, there's something right there that says sign up, and you can put your information in, or you can shoot me an email and I could get you connected.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Sorry, Tim.
No. Okay, have to follow that. So, again, Laura Happer, Senior Employment Navigator, Veterans Bridge Home. I've been in this role for just over 2 years, but I've been in the veteran employment space for just over 10 years. We're kind of dual hatted on the employment side of Veterans Bridge Home, where we have a focus on our veterans and connecting them to the resources in the community. And then we have another focus area on the employers in our areas in ensuring that they are ready to hire and retain veterans. So part of that is engaging their veteran ERGs and getting them connected to the community, working with the HR representatives to help streamline the talent pool while also connecting them to the other resources in the area. Yeah, so we have a pretty good focus on, connecting our veterans with the resources and developing and maintaining all of those relationships with everybody that's on the call here today. So that when we have clients or veterans coming to us for assistance, we know, where to send them for job coaching or interview prep. If they need clothing, dress for success, there's all these resources out there that we connect them to.
And then I know you will work with anyone. Do they have to live in Wake County?
They don't have to live in Wake County, but all of our hotel programs are in
here.
Wake, so
Okay.
if they have reliable transportation and they're outside the county, that's fine.
And then you guys work with people across the state.
Yeah, so we do work with people throughout the state and then also people who are coming into the state. So we have a lot of transitioning service members and family members who are coming to North Carolina. I've got one coming from Hawaii in 2 weeks. So once she's here, I'll be able to hand her off to the appropriate partners for her job search.
Now, what about family members? Do you only work with veterans or will you also work with spouses?
We work with spouses, so, when we get them in and we're doing our intake, we get all the background information and then we know which providers that they qualify for services and then hand them off.
Okay. How do you, like, you talked about they can access, job postings online. What's the best way for them to access, like, to work with you? Or, if I always like to find out, how do we refer people to you? Like, would you prefer we give out the website, or do you go to job fairs? Are you at hiring events?
All three.
All of it.
I love going to job fairs and hiring events. I love speaking with people and I'm happy to do so. If you have somebody that that's gonna need assistance before the next hiring fair or job fair, you can just shoot me an email and I can certainly get them connected to Tequila for, some more ongoing services.
Okay. Perfect. And then just giving your contact information. Is that the best? way to
Yeah,
get them
contact
started?
information, or if you're in the NC Serves network, we can do referrals through the platform. But yeah, I go to try to get out there to any and all networking opportunities and yeah.
Very cool. So what are you saying? I know, Paul, if you can jump in and give us some of the numbers and stuff that I know you've got, would be a big help. Like, what are you seeing locally in terms of employment referrals or just all your referrals in general within NC Serves?
Yeah, I looked at Q1, so January, February, March. And starting at the end of last year, we saw a shift where there's more employment requests, housing and shelter. Brooke, you've been with us for a long time, and housing and shelter is always number one. But now the difference is 28.3% of what we did in Q1 was housing, 27.5% was employment. And it goes back and forth. And there has been times during Q1 where employment was a greater need than housing now. And I think it's underemployment, the right employment, and I know Laura might know a little bit more about, what that is, but, and then the co-occurring needs that we're seeing with it. So if it's housing and employment now, we're seeing about 10% of those referrals for employment also need food assistance.
Yeah.
Or benefits navigation, and it's normally all that. that. So I know what Laura's seeing is she gets employment referrals, but when then she talks to them, there's all these other needs, and she needs to reach out to the Joel Fund, through the Service, or wherever, to address it. And then surprisingly, at 8% is mental behavioral health now. It is not because there's more mental health crisis. I think it's just, is slowly happening where people are more comfortable talking about not being okay and asking
Yeah.
for services, and being without a job and being homeless. You're more likely to just have a conversation now. And that stigma all the way up through Vietnam veterans is starting to lift. So, and the demographics are good. It's 27% of who we're seeing for employment are women.
Wow.
So it's pretty high.
That's great.
Thank you. Oh, I have a question about your program.
Yeah.
Do you help with like, if they need like uniforms or clothing, special clothing, something like that,
Yeah.
like they need?
Yeah, we
Because
can.
I know sometimes I got a friend, I served in Marine Corps with, he's in the hotel industry, and I know
Yeah.
sometimes it's getting new employees, it's getting them the right clothing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Okay.
something we can assist with.
I appreciate it. Yeah, because that can get expensive quick.
Sure can,
Especially
especially
when
with
you're
just
just starting.
Yeah, well, even, I mean, think about, like, I think about that industry, you're on your feet a lot, so even like a good pair of shoes,
Yes.
that can be really costly, yeah.
Yeah, that's $150 for a good pair of
Yeah.
shoes,
Oh, yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cheap pair, right?
Will you introduce yourself to the group?
Hey, I'm Kamisha Falana. I work with Wake County Recovery Court. And oftentimes we have veterans, but we don't have a veterans treatment court. And so we get veterans. We always have one or two, so I like to make sure I'm connected and know
Yeah.
things of what's going on for them. I have a big heart for veterans. My dad's a retired officer from the Marine Corps.
That's right.
And so I was born into it. He retired my senior year up here in Cary, made North Carolina our second home, but, yeah, so I just like to be engaged. I've shared information with the vet we have now. A lot of what you said, the mental health, and, you know, I wish we did have a veterans court because they're pretty unique, but I try to make sure we know resources to give them.
It's great.
And we've had a female veteran before, but it was so challenging. Yeah.
Yeah, without a
Yes,
court, it's hard, because we're blessed with like Harnett County and Catawba.
Pam, what did you say your name was again? I'm sorry.
Kamisha Falana.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And when I send out the follow-up email, everyone's email addresses will be in there too, so. But I would like to kind of put this question to some of our partner organizations who are on the call. Are you also seeing this increase in employment, people looking for employment services? I'm curious because, I mean, I know NC Serves gets a lot of referrals, but I'm curious, is that an industry-wide thing that you're seeing, that people are really starting to come out and look for help?
This is Victoria with the National Guard Employment Center. I was just talking with my, our director today, and our numbers are the highest they have been in many, many, many years. People seeking employment, higher levels of employment than we've had in a long time. You know, I hear about all these jobs that were created last quarter. I wish they would put out a list of what the jobs were, because we're not seeing that. We're having a job fair this Thursday. We have 36 employers coming, and we already, just pre-registration, we have 125 people. That's a lot for a Raleigh job fair.
Yeah.
People are hurting right now. They need help.
Wow. Yesenia, go ahead.
Hi, so our organization is national. It is a nonprofit, and we do see an uptick. We roll over like a waiting list of those that we cannot help that particular week, because we're depending on how many specialists we have, because we work one-on-one with the veteran and their spouses. So because we work one-on-one, we're only able to effectively help so many at a time a week. So we do have an uptick of rollovers until, you know, weeks and weeks. So
yeah, wow. I'm glad to hear that people are asking for the help. And it just makes me wonder though, like, is it, like you're saying, is it because the job market is so hard right now that the jobs aren't there, that someone's finally like, okay, I need to go and get outside help with this. I need to talk to someone else who has more connections. Or is it that people are just finally saying, I need a job?
Both.
Maybe both.
I think it's a combination.
Definitely both.
Yeah.
Yep, a combination of both.
Okay.
Right now, I'm seeing it's it's all about networking. So just going online and throwing out applications, it's not as effective as doing the in-person networking, and just getting your face out there and all that, because it is, there are hiring freezes all over, the IT industry is laying people off left and right, as they always do, but it's increased so much recently.
So what, you just mentioned this networking. I've seen some networking groups that are not like a traditional, like business networking. You know what I mean?
Like Raleigh Vet Connect?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there's a networking group called Raleigh Veteran Connect. They host non-traditional networking opportunities, typically at like a brewery or some venue. And it's typically after business hours, but it is a way for veterans at these companies in the area to come out, or hiring managers to come out and actually meet with veterans. And it's very fast paced, in my opinion. I've been to a few of them, but it is way more relaxed, and just the idea of everyone there is a veteran or has a veteran connection kind of eases the tone. It's not as stressful to go out, and you can relate to that veteran that is with a company, and you build that rapport and that camaraderie and the networking, and you do all the follow-ups afterwards. And I've seen people get jobs that way.
But the people from the companies that are there, do they have to know if there's job openings, or is it that you're trying to meet someone with the hope that maybe if there's a job that opens, they think of you and say, hey, I've met this person?
Typically the companies who are there, it's either typically they're all veterans. It's a veterans ERG lead or somebody in a human resources area. So if it is an ERG lead and they make that connection, they can do internal referrals to the hiring managers. So you're still getting your foot in the door by speaking with somebody just from that company. And it's, hey, I think you'd be a great fit for this team. Let me reach out to Bob over here in HR. Give me your resume and I'll submit it, instead of the go online and apply. It's all very, well, thank you. I'm just curious, like, are there any other newer things that we're seeing for employment other than, and put this again also out there online, or is it still the traditional job fairs with the companies that we know are hiring, and do they interview on the spot? Or are they coming with their resume, turning it in? How is it? We're still seeing the traditional hiring fairs, like the National Guard Employment Center on the 11th. I've been sending that information to all of the Raleigh clients, and they're getting registered and going. And Recruit Military is hosting them like once a month. It might be quarterly, just throughout the whole state and virtual. And I've seen from their January one down in Raleigh, I've seen several veterans get jobs from that event.
Okay.
So it is, so they are still working. It's just ensuring that the organizations putting on these events are verifying that the employers actually have jobs and they want to hire. And they've been doing a wonderful job at that, where maybe 8 years ago, it's like, hey, just come, just to come. And there was no verification that they actually had jobs to hire.
Right. Okay.
So, but it's been good.
Awesome. Yesenia, do you have a comment or question?
For our side of the house, we do host traditional, or we participate in traditional job fairs for networking. But then we also, that's specific to Hire Heroes, we do have a 1 hour spotlight webinars. So basically like this month, it's biohazard and crime scene I can't pronounce it, sorry. Remediation, thank you, remediation careers. So if a veteran is looking for a specific career in that, that's where they'll network. And a lot of times it's like, hey, make that connection, send that resume over for potential opportunities. So there are specific career fields that we spotlight every month or 2 months.
With that specifically, I have a veteran I spoke to yesterday that needs to attend that. Is it virtual? Is there a virtual option?
It is virtual, and if they go to higherheroesusa.org under job seekers career events. This one happens actually Wednesday, the 10th at 12.
It's happening on tomorrow. Tomorrow. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna be sending that to her. God, I wish I had known that yesterday during that phone call, but she's actually the one coming from Hawaii, so.
She be calling.
Yeah, so.
And then I just got go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say that email, we put them up about 3 months in advance. So there's different spotlights that you can see. Then we also have a focus on federal training, but we used to do it for, it was 2-hour sessions, but now we've broken it down to 1-hour sessions. It's a little bit more manageable, and it adds to that education. But anyways, there's just a lot of different little focus that you can network and get connected.
Do you have to be registered with Higher Heroes to attend these types of virtual events?
Some yes, some no.
How about these spotlight ones?
These no. I'm actually looking at it right now, and
if you would put the link in the chat, I'll copy that and add it to our email.
And everyone's contact info.
Yes.
Awesome.
So I just got this email from Congresswoman Ross's office. But I can forward this. It's a federal hiring employment webinar series, Navigating USA Jobs. So the first part is April 19th. And so the Veterans Benefits Administration Education Service is hosting a 3-part series dedicated to the federal hiring process. And part 1, like I said, is April 19th. So that's another one that I wanted to share.
So you can send that out, follow up.
Because that's pretty specific.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
apply for federal jobs, you gotta know exactly what you're doing.
Or you'll never get a job.
Yeah, you never get it.
I think it's great that they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because people need to know how to do it, right?
Oh, it's-
And the fact that there's
Got a
3
handful of
parts.
people to send
speaks
over
to the
there.
difficulty.
Oh, yeah, it's very tedious when you apply with them.
They're good jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
they
it's
are
A
good.
3-part series on how to apply.
Yes.
Your resume gotta be a certain way, like it's, yeah.
Oh, wow. So I'll share
Okay.
this information too.
Look, you just hit on a sweet spot for me. I can talk about federal all the time, all day long, and that's where we teach our clients the ins and outs about it. A lot of clients want a federal resume, and they say go, and it's like, no, okay, let me educate you on the why and the how and what's going on, because you want quality versus quantity. So my team, our team works hand in hand, and it's not a one-time service, it's ongoing. So we're right there by them through the whole process until they feel comfortable. The way we say it is, I'm teaching you what I know and how to fish. Once you've got it, it's up to you, but you can always come back for more advice, more education, more guidance. Even if you have current employment and you're looking for something better in the federal, here, we're here. So anyways, I can keep on going, but I'll just.
No, I think that's good. And I think it's important for, us to have all the options, especially if you're seeing so many people coming to you, maybe they attend the webinar while they're waiting to be served, you know what I mean? Just to even get some background. Sometimes I know for me, it takes me 2 and 3 times to read through something and understand it and learn the process and that sort of thing. So coming at it from different areas, I think is, can be beneficial. So, one of the things that I always, like to ask about is, what are the gaps and struggles that you're seeing within the employment space that we can help with as the community partners? Yesenia, please feel free. Lynn, even jump in on this if you're seeing gaps and struggles. Anyone else? I mean, what can we do to help?
I
Victoria?
think you know, it's those needs that are around employment. Even the veterans that are coming to us, it used to be, not always, but, you know, predominantly they say, I need a job. Now it's, I need a job. However, I don't have a cell phone anymore because they had to let it go. I don't have transportation. I'm trying to get around Wake County on the bus system. It's all, I mean, food. Now, toiletries, we had that recently, like.
Yeah, didn't have clean clothes.
That nest money that some veterans had goes so quickly now because of the cost, where they can probably get by through that interview cycle, I call it, that 60 days, you know, of getting there, getting a job, getting a paycheck. Now they go off the cliff pretty quick, and it's like, not only a job, they just run out of resources. I mean, we get literally a solace. Like they can't even get the job because they don't even have a cell phone anymore, because they had to let that go. So you gotta start with real basic things, so.
I've been seeing a lot, I've been having a lot of requests for laptops so that they can even search for jobs.
So that's one thing we're gonna do in our veteran center, is have a, I love that place where they can check out our laptop.
And it's, and it's hard, it's, you know, you can just say go to the library, but that's not realistic for a lot of people.
Not if you're
Especially with the
taking the bus
kids and
and
all of
all
that,
that.
so.
More buses to get to a good library.
Yeah, so we've had, we've had quite a few requests for that, so that they can finish their schooling or their certifications, or even just search for jobs.
Yeah, there's a nonprofit Tech for Troops.
Mm-hmm.
I think you probably do some, but heard of them. They've been very supportive.
That's great.
That'd be great, yeah. Cause I know it's like, go to the library, sure, but
Like, you can't do that.
sometimes
with
they need to
kids.
work in private or do an interview in private.
Yeah.
And, they don't have, trust me, if I had to go to a library to do a job, I mean, it'd be hard. So, that'd be-
If you have veterans who need free laptops, in Durham, they have the Crandon Institute, so you can go to the Crandon Institute.
Yes.
.org site, and then use, I think it's 3 to 4 classes you have to do on a Monday. Then there are 1.5 hour classes where you just set up, you learn just the intro to computers, and once you complete the 4 classes, you get a laptop.
Yes.
And what's the name again?
The Crandon Institute, man,
Thank you.
KRAMDN.
That's nice.
I have a contact there, I think, too. I can look that up.
Thank you.
I just thought about it, I was sitting here,
They have to be in Durham though.
I think they do it all over Wood County,
Yeah.
but I think you can just go, because the good thing about it is you give them the registration, and there's always extra seats for people who don't show up, so if you go to their website, just register, and then they'll tell you, okay, show up on this day. If there's not enough seats, then you can get a seat. Biggest
This
thing
is the
is,
kind of thing that we could host the 4 classes, and then the veterans come here, you know, because they come here a lot already. They can't go out to Durham. Community partners, I like this.
Oh, okay.
I was connected to them late last year and it fell off my radar, so thank you, Antonio. Yesenia, yes.
I was gonna say, we see a lot of those too, on this side of the house, needing either transportation to get to the interview, the computers. I hear a lot of, oh, I'll get to you because I gotta go to the library to do this or that. But I think also the understanding and the translation of, you just did not just do infantry. We hear that a lot. As in opportunities or missed opportunities in education is, you hear, well, all I did was transportation, or all I did was this. It's like, no, that's not all you did. And it's having the veteran or transitioning service member understand that there's so much more than just you being this, and taking them through that and making them realize. So that's why I love when they don't have a resume and we translate their evaluations and pull out certain key things, and then they say, I did that. It's like, yes, you did. So that education piece, taking it from I just did this to this is all what you could do.
Yeah, that's awesome. What else? That's my list of questions, so I like to open it up to the group. Anyone else have other questions? Randy, go ahead.
I also mentioned about the technology, transportation. I'm in a rural area, and we don't have any resources like you guys are mentioning now. But I just want everyone to know that NC Works is throughout the whole state. So we do have computer resources to help out those veterans. We have office space set up to where if they need to do a one-on-one interview with someone, or if they need to do an interview with an employer, all that resources is available here with NC Works.
Yeah. Awesome.
There are other resources out there as well. I know we have a bunch of community partners here that have the veterans, one who's not here, and I used to work with Randy. So Department of Labor, OBTT, you can just Google DOL, OBTT, they host classes in Charlotte, Raleigh, Fayetteville, Durham, Winston-Salem, and Greensboro. They offer a virtual option as well. So they teach federal hire resume, regular resume, transitional classes. So that's a good resource to utilize. Just Google DOL, OBTT, will pop up and just register.
Is that off base?
Off-base transition.
Off-base,
training.
let me see, I'll pull it up. Off-base
Off-base
transition.
transition training.
Randy, sorry, I'm stealing your thunder.
I just wanted to mention, like Randy, different people are mentioning the resources they have. I think the key these days too, with as difficult as the market is and as many people that need help, is we need to all work together. There's no competition. I know I've got clients, I refer people to NC Works all the time, especially for the physical resources they have. I've shared clients with Hire Heroes. We work with Veterans Bridge Home. I think it's real important that we need to use the resources that are out there and not act like it's a competition. I mean, if somebody gets a job and 4 organizations help them, we can all put it down as a hire. I know our agency, for one, we don't get our money based on how many we place. I don't get paid on how many I place in jobs. The goal is to help the veterans, and we need to get beyond that. I think sometimes there's this competition, and there doesn't have to be that competition. We all need to use the resources. I can't give somebody a laptop. If I need to have somebody that needs a laptop, I'm going to have to go to someplace like Veterans Bridge Home that has the big bucks, then they can do laptops. Same thing with, but anyway, I just think we all need to work together and remember the goal is to get these veterans and their spouses and dependents jobs, and not just stop with the competition stuff. Again, there really doesn't have to be. We need to share these resources to get these people working.
Absolutely. And I feel like it's
second that.
definitely gotten better over the years. Our goal is to figure out how to best do that with everybody and really learn about all the organizations and what their requirements are, and ensuring that referrals are made appropriately. And doing the follow-ups like, hey, we sent you this person on this date. How's it going? Do you guys need any more support from us? Can we make other referrals to wherever else? Also, I met this person at this event. I think you guys need to connect, and just bringing the organizations together. But I think it's definitely gotten better. There is still room for improvement, and myself and VBH as a whole is working to solve those issues.
I think one thing that I challenge everyone to do, and I'm not really great at this because I'm not good at social media. So, when I'll start putting, normally I just put email addresses in the follow-up emails, but I can start putting names. And find these people on LinkedIn. Find them on Facebook, share their posts, like Victoria's got her hiring event coming up. We share that. You've got something coming up. We share for everyone. So we're helping to fill those gaps, because here's what I hear all the time from our veterans. I didn't know that was happening. All the time.
All day, every day.
Yes.
I didn't know.
So I challenge all of us to come together and find each other on LinkedIn and social media and share and put it out there to all of our groups, and to really get the word out there so that we don't hear that anymore. Let's eliminate that.
Brooke, I just listen to that. The Joel Fund has got some fantastic classes. They do a great job with classes. Why cannot the Joel Fund sponsor a once a month or every 2 weeks looking for employment? And all these experts are on today with us. let them come in and teach people where the resources are, or how to fill out a federal application or a state application. How do you fill out these things? It just, if people even look at resumes anymore. But that's a class that also that the Joel Fund could do with volunteers that we have on with us today. Just each organization pick a time, and they could also refer to the other organizations. But as I said, somebody said a while ago, there is no competition. The idea is to get the word out. Well, it would take, it'd take a little while to probably grow up, but they could all wrote to, could refer people to the class.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, we would absolutely be willing to have that conversation on what that could look like. I think a lot of groups do the virtual stuff, but sometimes that's not for everyone. We also have a lot of veterans who are like, nope, I want to be in person. I do not want to be online. And so we can provide that space. We can absolutely do that to help people reach those veterans who don't want to do anything virtually.
Well, people who are employed have transportation problem, or out in rural county, Wilson and so forth. They can start out with virtual and then go, as also come into in person. But even then, in person could be both. Could be just like this is, you got people that are online and you got people that are there. So you could do both, but that would be a good opportunity to get the word out, and every organization could be represented in the system. You don't have to pay for an instructor. You got all these volunteers.
Yeah.
Well, I know OBT, they're always looking for like a home, but I know they are very well connected with Wake Tech right now.
Yes,
But that just location wise, I know that they'd be willing to jump
Their
around.
Department of Labor trained certified.
Yeah, we can get you connected with the appropriate POC for that, and just kind of expand on that idea and speak on what that could potentially look like.
Sounds good. I would love that.
Look, I think, people see in the news, they think, veteran unemployment's not a thing anymore. Cause because it's low. Some people say it's 1 point something percent. I think IBMF Syracuse says it's, if you combine all types, veterans, female, male, family members, it's about 3%. That sounds like it's a very low number, but if you just look at North Carolina with 800,000 veterans, that's 24,000 unemployed veterans. Or 240 per county if you was to even distribute. I mean, I'm saying, so it's a big number. That's why Victoria, I appreciate her comments of, it really takes all of us talking. And I think that's what's changed is
well, statistics can be arranged just like any way you want them to be. So you can't, if you're the one that needs the job, you don't care about statistics. You want your job.
Well, it takes a village, so we definitely have a good one here.
What I would like to do next is open it up to announcements. I know, Victoria, you have your event coming up. Who else? I've got a couple to talk about.
We are doing our Women Veterans Coffee and Conversation now in collaboration with the Joel Fund. We have a home now, and I'm so excited. We hosted the first one about a week ago, had 21 women in the room for the very first one here in the Triangle. This event is only open to women, veterans, family members, and community partners and supporters. There are no men allowed. The whole goal is to provide a safe and welcoming environment and secure environment so that, women veteran feel empowered and encouraged to come out and connect with the community and learn about resources. So Brooke is actually going to be the guest speaker at the next one, and we're going to have community partners like Victoria, hopefully for May. I'll email you for the National Guard Employment Center. Each month has a different topic where we're trying to hit all of the pillars. So mental health, education, employment, housing, benefits, horseback riding, all of it, all of it. So that is coming up, and we're also working with Natalie Cupid for the female veterans table talk, and we're going to be hosting quarterly events. So the women's coffee is monthly, and the female table talk is going to be quarterly, and that's going to be another educational resource, more broad span, and it's gonna be a hybrid option, so women can join in from all over. And we're also gonna tie in the fun social aspect into it afterwards. So the first part will be the engagement with education, resource benefits, and then we're gonna paint and sip, or do yoga, or horseback riding, or, something, just the fun social aspect that I feel has been missing for women in the community for a very long time.
Awesome.
And also, if anyone wants to come build a house with me on Friday, we're doing Tony, please,
I'm gonna be
don't
there.
make me do it alone.
I got you.
So we, in partnership with Habitat for Humanity and Wake County, are hosting a volunteer opportunity this Friday, the 12th. It is an all-day event, and we will be building houses in the Old Pool Place community. A lot of the houses there are going to veterans, so we can provide the link to that in the follow-up. So anybody who wants to come, you just have to sign up on Habitat for Humanity, because they have all the liability waivers and all the fun stuff. So
Awesome.
don't make me be alone.
When is your next women's coffee event?
It is it's gonna be the last Friday of every month, so
Okay.
April 26th, starting at 9 a.m. It will always be the last Friday of every month at 9 a.m. here. At
Just
door.
across the hall.
Just across the hall. Yeah, and we
We
have,
have more room.
we have resources from the VA. We will have a MST coordinator there on site, suicide prevention coordinator on site, depending on their availability. Domestic violence representatives there. So when the hard topics do come up, there is immediate assistance for anybody who needs it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Anyone online? Anyone else? Paul?
Got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
One thing centered around, veteran suicide is some organizations in Wake County have come together for a coalition for firearms safety and education for veterans. It's Stop Soldier Suicide is the lead nonprofit for it, but it's Wake County, it's Veterans Bridge Home and some others. And it's called Wake County Vet Safe, and SAFE is an acronym. It stands for Suicide Awareness and Firearms Education. I actually came up with something that got adopted, but we meet monthly. They have a small amount of funding, and there's gonna be a marketing and media campaign request for proposal that'll go out for the next 60 days. And then some organization or nonprofit, could be us, will market firearms education and safety for Wake County. It is not a take your guns thing, it's the opposite. It's about education and safety. And then last thing, more just for awareness, we talk about employment, but if they don't have a place to live, it doesn't work. And often we can get them a job in Wake County, but we don't know where to put them. And then they can't commute all the way from Johnston County like others live out in Johnston County because it's cheaper. Or Franklin County now, when you commute in. Wake County leadership is looking into potentially investing in the small homes, or some people call them tiny homes. Chatham County, Pittsburgh has this already. And on the 26th, some of us, Wake County leadership, every city and municipality leadership and mayor has been invited, and some nonprofits to go visit that facility in Pittsburgh, so that Wake County can determine if they want to invest in these small homes and have a small homes piece for veterans, because they can't keep up with capacity fast enough. Volunteers of America for the CASA housing passage home. They're getting grants, they're getting money, but it's so expensive and it takes so long to build that they can't keep up. So these small homes, as they call them, could be a permanent solution or a stopgap measure in there. So hopefully Wake County can invest in that, because it takes that. We can get them the jobs often, but where are we gonna put them? And if you have a short turnaround for the small homes, it could at least be a short-term solution. So more to follow on that one, but you're probably too busy. I don't know if you're gonna.
I'm not gonna be able to.
Yeah,
be
I was
there.
gonna say, you're probably.
Bummed. That's the day before the resource fair.
That's what I thought, day before. Yeah, but Volunteers of America VP is going, Ron Plack, and the executive director from CASA is going now.
It's good.
Because they're gonna want somebody to run it. People are reading between the lines, they're gonna ask some nonprofit, like, hey, do you wanna do this? Here's a bunch of money, but who, there'll be an RFP for nonprofit to run a tiny home, so hopefully.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim.
Just a Heads up, we're gonna be doing a hiring fair the end of May, tentatively May 30th, but once I have the date and times and everything, I'll send it out, but that is coming up soon.
Yeah, that'll be quick.
Yes, make sure I'm on your list
will,
and we'll share it,
absolutely.
please.
Will that be, oh, I lost my train. That's my thought. My ducks ran away. Will you be doing like on the spot interviews or
So-
is this more like informational?
You know, it kind of varies. The last one we did, we had a few of our hotel ownership groups that showed up and were doing on the spot interviews, and then some came and didn't seem like they were 100% prepared for that. And we're just kind of taking information and giving out information. We are having an HR summit this Thursday that we're gonna be talking to our hotel partners about that and kind of encouraging them, like, we're gonna be asking people to pre-register and maybe even pre-apply for positions, so when they come, you gotta be prepared to interview them, right? So, hopefully that meeting will go well and everybody will be on board, but I'll give you, as soon as I have all the details, which I'll have after Thursday, I'll send it
Okay,
out.
and it will be open to the community or
Mhm.
veterans only?
The community.
Okay, are you allowing like the first hour to be veterans only?
I could ask, I
Okay.
can look into that.
One thing I know when we were hosting hiring events, we would always have, because it's targeted strictly for veterans and family members, but we would ask the employers to always bring at least one veteran representative so that they
Okay.
can engage with that veteran and kind of help guide them into the process and make them feel more comfortable approaching the booth.
Okay, I'll see what I can come up with for you and I'll let you know.
Awesome.
That'd be great. Yeah.
I know at our event on Thursday, we did this last year and just about every single employer did that. And we
Yeah.
even from SAS yesterday, we had a conference call with SAS. They're sending two from HR and then they're just sending 4 veterans from their ERG.
That's
Just
amazing.
to come and talk with them. And we're very excited about that, but that does make a big difference. I feel like that makes a big difference.
Huge difference.
That's awesome. Oh, shoot, hold on, there we go, okay. Laura, or Lynn, yes, I see you just posted.
Yeah, so I added in the chat the flyer for our 17 April event at New River Air Station here in locally in Jacksonville. Additionally, we're doing some engagements with HR professionals on May 16th. So we're working with Public Sector Human Resources Association of North Carolina to educate, obviously, the value proposition, some of the challenges that we've heard here, and some of the other challenges that folks are facing as they're trying to get past the recruiter or trying to identify some of the limitations, looking ahead in the coming months, trying to do a deeper dive into AI and how HR organizations and HR professionals are using AI and kind of help bridge the gap in understanding not just for HR, right, but also for the transitioning service members and obviously military connected folk.
So that's May 16th?
That's May 16th, and that's going to be a virtual event for the HR professionals, but happy to share once we firm up all the details.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Got some people to send that to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesenia, did you have something? Did I miss you? Did you raise your hand or no? Sorry. Sometimes the mute button does not want to unmute. There we go.
Sorry, it minimized and then it moved. So I was like, oh my gosh. No, I was just gonna, Nastasia, when you were all talking about on the spot interviews, that's how I first got mine. Had no clue what was happening. So signed up for a job fair. Like 2 days later, I got an email or a phone call saying, oh, I'm from so-and-so, and I want you to come at my booth at this time. When I showed up, they linked me to somewhere else. Had no clue what was happening. So I wasn't prepared because I had no clue that, it was an interview, but having that on the spot interview, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Especially when they reach out, you submit you register, you submit your resume, and those potential employers, if they see something, they can do that on the spot. And like I said, they let me somewhere else where it's a little bit more private, and all the interviewers were there. I even had to ask, what am I doing here? But
That's awesome.
Thank you. I just want to share, April 27th, we have our Durham Veteran Resource Fair. If you haven't registered but would like to be there, please, I'll put the link for the registration form on our website. It's 8:30 to 1:30. We will have some breakfast stuff and we will have lunch for everyone in attendance. I think we're over 45 vendors. So last year we did the event in September, we were at about 80. But with the change of date this year, it's a little less, but that's okay. Doesn't, mean that it won't be as impactful. And we're gonna be running ads on Q94,
So,
94.7 QDR, that's what it is.
Can you send that link? Cause I'll share it with all of our ownership
Please,
groups
yes.
as well.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, if you're interested, we are also organizing let me get the name right. It's a veteran resource market at the North Carolina Memorial Balloon Festival. So it's basically gonna be the same thing,
Okay.
but that's gonna be Memorial Day weekend up in Lewisburg on Jason Brown's farm for the Hot Air Balloon Festival. It's incredible. Thousands of people come through and the majority of them are military connected because the whole event is about honoring our local fallen heroes. So it is truly amazing, even if you don't want to be a vendor, but you want to go to the event, I would highly encourage you to be there. But if you would like to join us and to reach a lot of veterans, definitely register. That is, actually reach out to me. That link is not public on our website. So reach out to me and then I can get you the
the
link.
25th.
I think it's 2 days. It's 25th and 6th. Is that or 24th and 25th? It's 2 days.
I
Yeah.
signed this up.
Yes, yes,
I need to
you are
get-
registered.
I need to get it on the calendar.
Yeah. So anyone else have anything they want to share with the group?
Just want to say we added the flyer for the event on Thursday in the chat. People will share that with your network for Thursday. Pre-registration helps to get people through the gate quicker. They can turn their names in, but we will take walk-ins. Yeah.
Sounds good. Remember, find everyone on social media and share all of our things that we all have going on together. Thanks, everyone. This was great. I love it. Good to see you all. Oh, really quick, next month, our meeting is May 14th, and we will be talking about veteran benefits. So we will see you then. Bye.